here for LYON. Saint will pilot that.
All right, it's going to be a pun classic. My old one trick, the volley bear. Oh, and he locks it, baby. Okay, so the thing with volley bear is that volley bear gets a lot of value from shields and heals.
Whoever's diving on him can't one-shot him.
Yeah, it's probably for those duels versus Kai'Sa later. And then, as you mentioned, everybody else is going to be diving towards him too, so you could possibly throw that on a Sylas as well. With both junglers starting up on the top sides, could be a while before they get here. The exhaust used.
A lot of damage there onto Eddie as he does get stunned up. Pops the barrier here with the last second. Gonna need one more auto attack. First blood of the Berserker, 2v2.
Let's see the beginning of that. I want to see the beginning of it because we're going to have another one, Flowers.
Yep, hold on. Saint's now in some danger, trying to flash away nice and early, but the Abduct has already found the target. Saint's still trying to escape, but there's no way home. His toe.
Grubs up here. Does not want to far. Oh.
Ooh, okay, now hold on. Dokla's already popped the Dominus. Trying to trade aggressively into Pun, who hits him right back with a Stormbringer, and Pun takes a big old bite out of Dokla there. Winning out in the trade, flashing forward for the stun. Dokla solo killed up here with the top side. Now Inspired and Saint looking to get something back. Pun hanging on for now. He should fall here, about to get another heal, but no, Saint takes him down.
Which now,
now hold on. Eddie and BA might be able to catch up as Dokla once again could get punished here. Down to 100 HP. Killer Instinct coming in from Eddie. Ooh, and now they're looking to run it back again. Eddie on Kai'Sa in 2026, undefeated with a 10 KDA. As
no help is coming
those
for Dokla.
Numbers might go a little bit higher here. Dokla's trying to clear out the wave so that at least he can try to seek the protection of the turret, but no, sir, there's no way home. Meanwhile, up here in the top lane, they're looking to do the same thing to Pun on the LYON side. Berserker grabs the kill.
They got a flash out of the Sylas, Flowers, and this Sylas could be terrifying as BA.
Yeah, BA exhausted now. Isles trying to catch up, gets the stun, but BA has already buffered through it. Saint coming in here with the Weaver's Wall. His toe with a beautiful Dragon's Rage, hits 3, but it's not enough just yet. Saint's about to die, and BA's already been killed. Pun into the middle of everybody, but it's 4 from LYON, looking to burn him down. Pun will fall, his toe's gonna follow. LYON just murdered 3 for 1. And
they're all down.
But it is now a 3,500 gold lead for LYON. Although this could be a big problem if Isles gets caught and killed here. Trying to turn something around with enough time. The Unbreakable Will keeps him alive. LYON's coming in. Saint has already arrived. His toe looking to go into the back line. Finds the pressure on the Berserker. Wants to take him out. His toe goes over the wall. But Inspired's ready to follow him. Joker looking to hold everybody off. He dies. BA barely survives. Now Saint's got a flash back over the wall. Trying to stay alive himself. They're ready to follow with a Killer Instinct. It's a double kill back over to Eddie. Team Secret Whales are bloodthirsty. Eddie's still fighting. Inspired falls. Berserker and Isles are on the run, and Team Secret Whale.
It's at 6K and dropping very quickly.
Saint rides the Weaver's Wall in. BA and Pun near the front line. What? It's stolen away by Saint. He steals Baron, and Pun has to try to get away defensively. BA's going to be killed at the very start. LYON looking for more now.
We're going to see an attempt on the side lane.
Yep. Inspired, Isles and Saint coming in. His toe's your target yet again. Tries to get away to the unraveled earth. His toe finally falls. Saint throws another rock as Pun tries to make his way into the fight now with the Sky Splitter. Jumps onto Saint, but there's that Seeker's Arm Guard I was talking about. D-Ray with the stolen Unbreakable Will staying alive here in the middle for now. Saint finally dies, but Team Secret Whales is on the run. BA's gonna be your next target. Massive engage coming out from Isles. 3-man knockup, and Inspired isn't done. He chases after Eddie and takes a big old bite of the Secret Whales AD carry. D-Ray barely gets away, but Eddie's gonna be buried under the Infernal Shard. And he has to try to make a miracle defense here. He steals away the Trundle ulti, but the first Nexus turret has already been killed. Dokla charges forward. He wants the Ruthless Predator, and he's found it. D-Ray staying alive with a Kingslayer, and LYON will still continue trying to force down these Nexus turrets. His toe is respawned, but he is the only one. BA now back alive. LYON very low on the health bar. Isles jumps in for the headbutt pulverized combo here into his toe. Saint ready to rejoin the fight now with the teleports. Everybody on Team Secret Whales trying to respawn.
Hey,
trying to get this going. They're going after the Nexus. LYON take game 1. Woo! Well done, Flowers!
Would have been a lot bigger problem if the game had gone longer, but instead we get to look at this beautiful graph where you can see Berserker just free fires in every team fight. They get the Baron and they close it out looking like nothing was ever wrong.
As long as they can actually execute on the champions. And of course, remember why Camille, one of the biggest times that it came out was always into the Bard. It's very good into the Bard.
Yep.
You can ult him, you can trap, cannot get away with those magical journeys. Grab the Baron right out from under his toe. with the early smite, and so sometimes that does stick in your head, especially if it happens multiple times at a tournament. As a jungler, you always just gotta, I love this game. Yeah, so he wraps all the way around that ward that is in the river, so he's doing it again.
Berserker and Isles stepping forward. There it is, the flash with a hook shot. Eddie trying to get himself away as Inspired has made his way into the bottom lane.
So that one will also be secured for them. Currently though, his toe with his full clear finished.
Yep, Saint trying to get away from the gank here in the mid lane. His toe with a third talent strike does collide with Saint. Over the wall goes Isles, but it's too little, it's too late. Saint trying to save his flash. And you can see Inspired already heading towards that mid lane, trying to make sure that his mid laner does not end up having to lose the entire wave here as BA is going to be taken very low, but he gets away with a magical journey through the wall. His toe showing up here in the bottom lane. As Team Secret Whales finding a couple of good moves here early on. Saint stepping very far forward.
Brother.
I'm not really sure what this was, but Team Secret Whales.
Pun goes for an offensive trade at the perfect time for Isles.
Yup, the counter strike was already used, and now Pun is in serious danger. Berserker in the same position down here on the bottom side, tries to sidestep the boomerang blade, but Eddie coming in with the flash to get the return on that Q for the kill. It's a 1-for-1 across the map. Got BA right behind him. Dokla still staying very far forward here in the lane. Pun jumps in. Dokla hits the wall of boulder toss. There it is. 1-2 through the wall they go. Now Isles going to be under some pressure here. Tries to flash away and escape, but no. Pun jumps in. Nice leap strike for the kill, but it's a two-man Mega Gnar into the wall as Dokla wants to get one back, and Pun is already down. Berserker showed up looking to put the damage into his toe. Double kill over to Berserker, and the Varus is found. Is always something teams want to fight over, and with Dokla jumping in, Mega Gnar, there's your wallop. He goes for the crunch. He needs one more hit. Dokla flashes in to get it. That's the solo kill on Pun.
Let's see,
Ooh, jump over the wall from his toe there where the wind becomes lightning. Tries to engage onto Saint, chunks him for about 1/3. Tempered Fate to buy a little bit of time through the Arcane Storm. His toe still staying alive for now. The Crescent Sweep doing a lot, but no. Inspired executes him. TP coming in now. Dokla's already arrived to the fight, and Pun's ready to join now too. Eddie under pressure. Exhaust goes down onto Dokla, but now it's Pun who's under pressure. And Dokla is 2 full levels ahead. He's about to tick level 14. Pun about to tick level 12. Isles about to tick over into the spirit world as he's too far forward of closing in, but Saint wants to try to clear out this top lane tier 1 turret. It's Arcane Storm and Gravity Field both used by Saint, trying to outplay it, but no! D-Ray with the 1v1.
Go for the tower in exchange for Dragon. Teleport for defense here. This is going to be very dangerous. 4 members of TSW here to welcome Dokes.
Dokla teleports in right as he's about to revert into Mini-Gnar, so he gets the ultimate off, but now he's back in his vulnerable form. He looks for a little bit more damage. He gets 1 kill. Dokla stays alive. Pun's trying to hunt him down, but he can't quite do it.
And he does have his teleport for Saint here, so he arrives in time for the cannon, no problem.
Now Pun's still trying to get away. Isles has shown up to see if there's an additional move to be made. The Arcane Storm is used. Isles going in, slows him down with a Hextech Sweep. There's the ultimatum, and Pun gets blasted by the Power Siphon.
Talk about more money into Saint. Now BA wants to set up on Isles?
Yep,
nobody's there.
Used only on the Camille. Now BA is going to be interrupted as he tries to escape. Okay, that was not what BA wanted.
That was like, I mean, TSW, again, it's really hard to operate since they don't have a side lane.
Oh, Inspired. Isles and Saint going in here after D-Ray. Arcane Storm forces the flash out. Tempered Fate. Oh, no, he's locked up his own mid laner with a Gravity Field there. D-Ray staying alive, though.
Let's see about the contest. Is this where TSW pull out the miracle?
D-Ray trying to get out. Isles goes in here with the Hextech ultimatum yet again. D-Ray very low. Dokla grabs the kill. Now Pun's the next target. Again, looking for a way out. Leap strike back to his own teammate. Nice Cosmic Binding to buy a little bit of time. Pun goes on a magical journey, and LYON does not want to continue the chase. So just a 1-kill play for LYON, but again,
they can push out mid, rotate down towards bottom too. Do they want the... Look at Isles is coming too. They have Hex Gates, so he's delaying on the Scuttle Crab. Saint trying to keep them here while the rest of them...
Okay, Tempered Fate has locked up both his toe and Saint. Isles coming in here with a hook shot, does stun up his toe. There's the laser to find the first kill. Now Inspired chasing after Pun. Nice Chains of Corruption to lock up the Jax with a piercing arrow over the wall. Berserker is on a rampage. D-Ray's gonna die next. Double kill for Berserker, and LYON will grab the Baron and transition.
Under 30 minutes here, they're already taking down the inhibitor. They have the Baron buff. Saint is going topside to push the topside as well, but the rest of LYON are going to keep up the siege.
Yeah, BA and Eddie are the only 2 alive for another 10 seconds, and BA is already down. Inspired gets out of the turret aggro in time before he dies. Dokla just keeping Eddie away. You're going to have his toe respawn now as Inspired takes his recall. Dokla with a 2-man Mega Gnar back into the Nexus. Isles ready to follow. Piercing arrow gets the kill. Berserker going godlike. LYON going all the way. And LYON are on match point.
Perfect, and credit to Team Secret Wales. They calculated that ulti cooldown. They thought, we have 5 seconds. We're killing this guy before he ults. But that just tiny bit that they were off made all the difference.
Practically constantly heading home.
Thinking about what they're going to lock in, but Isles will lock the Rel as the final pick.
Yo, Isles is my boy, and he has been playing really well, all through playoffs and all through this whole split. Has been so good for him this year, the ascendance of Isles in North America, but he had been having a bit of a rough tournament, and Pyke is really difficult to play well. So I'm much happier seeing the Rel, a lot easier to execute, and it's also a very good combo with the Ziggs for kill combo.
Engage. You have Sion that can try to get the big ulti in there, but that gives you a huge warning sign, right? And then everybody else, yes, you have dive from Vex and Nefiri, but there's not the equivalent of a Rel. Looking for maybe a play onto Isles and Berserker. This 2v2 won't be that for long. BA locked up, but it's Isles who's in the most trouble. First blood for Histo as he jumps on in.
The wave that's crashing into tower, Histo heads down. He doesn't finish his clear, drops his Gromp to make it happen.
Yup, there's the flash cocoon coming in from BA. It's buffered by Isles as he and Berserker have to try to continue their escape. The flash still available here. BA gonna take some damage. Berserker staying alive for now, uses the satchel, tries to flash away. Histo underneath the turret, but he's stunned up! Isles with the deny! As LYON turn the play around and they're looking for a little bit more. As the first grub is smited down by the Secret Wales jungler, the second one should be controlled here by Inspired and Dokla, and now with Inspired should still have the smite. D-Ray goes over the wall, they're looking to make some sort of a play, but no, the charm into the crash down. Out of the wall goes the enemy mid laner, but LYON hunt him down. D-Ray's first to die, Inspired with a flash back over the wall to safety. Pun makes his way into the fight and Inspired has died. Isles with the flash, trying to stay alive. LYON falling back as Pun marches forward. Dokla separated from the rest of the team, but Decimating Smash will not tag him. It's a 1-for-1, but Team Secret Wales has control over the river. BA nearly completely out of mana. Isles at 100 HP. Dokla jumps in. Histo's already down. They're going to find a second. And he dies next. And BA falls too. Dokla's traded in return as Pun wants to kill into Isles, and he'll get that one. It is a bloodbath.
See if there's any sort of bigger commitment here. Isles trying, but now he goes over, reveals himself.
Yep, he steps on top of the ward, wants the Shattering Strike, crash down though, and there's that ultimate that you were talking about. Critical, the Pun has that one as Histo and Inspired. Gonna find one another here in the brush. Inspired dropping the ulti, he gets the fear through the call of the pack, and Inspired just solos down Histo. Now Pun's got no ultimate to try to get away, and Inspired's got a double kill.
Looks like Isles is by himself, but he's not really by himself, because Nocturne can ultimate, and Saint can roam in as well.
Okay, Isles jumping in, looking to make the play here on that enemy jungler, and Dokla with the accelerated shock blast over the wall finishes the job. BA losing half HP.
You get the compensation on the other side of the map, but Dokla continuing to push.
Yeah, he gets hit by the ulti plus the full charge Decimating Smash. Pun slams him with the entire combo as Dokla has his teleport interrupted. Pun with a nice move, now putting the pressure onto Big Dokes. Flashes over the wall to chase him. Dokla forced to flash in response. Eddie chases in. He wants the kill onto Dokla. He doesn't have the vision here just yet for the ace in the hole. Mega Inferno Bomb comes in, but it's Eddie getting the shutdown.
You know, the vision denial makes you second guess a little bit. It can make it hard to follow up on the kills, and when he is in range.
Yep, here's that vision denial that you're talking about. The whole map nearly takes 3 plates off the tier 3 turret.
Flank from Sion here.
Okay, Pun trying to cut off the escape route. Inspired's gonna get locked up here at the very start. Decimating Smash, flash away coming out from the Nocturne as D-Ray jumps into the back line, and Inspired's gonna be shut down. Histo going in for a second. Berserker goes over the wall with a flash in from Pun. Team Secret Wales are gonna find 2. Shut down for the Sion.
With the Vex Nefiri combo playing off of an Elise Cocoon, that could be deadly, but they turn it.
Yep, immediately Inspired goes in. He attaches the fear tether to his toe, and the Mega Inferno Bomb goes nuclear. His toe is out of there. 35 seconds on the death timer. Meanwhile, Berserker doing what Ziggs does. Plants a satchel on the turret, takes that one out there in the top side. Dokla jumping back in after Pun here in the mid lane. Has that Serpent's Fang, the shield on the Sion, that Soul Furnace. Not effective as it should be, but a nice counter punch coming in from Team Secret Wales. They punish Isles, even if they have a good battlefield drawn up for themselves. Pun here, just trying to zone everybody else away. The DPS under the Drake is very slow. Team Secret Whales don't want to get ahead of themselves with this. Decimating smash hits only Isles. Lion stepping up now, seeing the Drake down below half HP. Inspired going to go ahead, pop the paranoia. Pun trying to charge into the back line, but the Infernal Drake is already secured by Inspired. Team Secret Whales, their battle lines completely shatter. They lose the objective, and Pun is left to pay the price.
And look, even pro teams go split directions.
Already
during
ended multiple minutes ago. Game number 2, of course, having that bigger spike, as now immediately they try to go in with D-Ray, but he dies as he tries, and the rest of the team from Secret Whales at least gets inspired in trade. The Orbit Deception will not find BA on the return, but Lion is still looking for more. Pun is chunk low. Snake goes in with a beautiful drum and Eddie! Mega Inferno Bomb will burn the remains of Team Secret Whales. Saint with the massive catch on the Caitlyn. Through the inhibitor. It's still 15 seconds before D-Ray is back alive. BA and his toe trying to defend here in a 2v4, but the Nexus turrets are already falling. BA with the repel trying to escape. His toe already below half HP. Lion have made their way onto the Nexus. Lion will clean sweep Team Secret Whales, and for the first time in 4 years, North America makes top 4 internationally. Be a sweep today, but the Whales definitely had their moment earlier in this tournament, defeating Top Esports. Like you're talking about, they can go back with those visible improvements that they've made internationally. They can have those new goals to strive for as they hope to return again later on in the year at Worlds. But for them, their run here at MSI is over. Lion moving on. You can see here 33 minutes of game time. It was almost a 10,000 gold lead by the end, and that is Lion winning with a clean 3-0.
So that is always nice for G2. They now get to see exactly what the lane matchups are going to be. It is a double Shurima Soul laners here, and it's going to be Vayne as the answer. So they maintain the ability to flex the Anivia, and of course now with that Vayne coming out, that is going to be hunting this Croc here. Leona has the ability, especially if you do see that ward going down, you just level Q, you can instantly kill the ward by yourself, and that can shift these matchups. But T1 elected not to actually get up there and place a ward, so it is just going to be a ward in that far back.
For this play, especially with Carrier moving out on the map with his also on top side. Dorman slices, dices, but is still. And now Ona on the wrong side of that crystallize does still have flash. Carrier on his way. Faker stayed around. The Razor Beaks almost secured, down to 200 as Caps tries to trade in. Carrier across the wall will get one fear tether towards the top side, as well as Caps is already down to Faker. LeBron too late. Skumon has to flash across the wall. Ona flashes for the chase, and G2 are just too damn greedy. T1 punish them for their hubris.
It's a horror from G2 here.
Faker there with miasma. LeBron forced to walk away. Paranoia, paranoia. Everyone's out to get you. Caps as Shroud of Darkness comes down onto Ona. Underneath the tower, he takes a couple of shots. Caps with a great crystallize will lock Ona against the wall. Shield of Daybreak for the stun. Flash Frost for the follow. And Ona is frozen in the enemy jungle while Broken Blade tries to trade with Dorman towards this top side. Final hour has been used. Dashes away from the Dominus and won't go for any much further trading. Behind the tower, behind the alcove though, he gets sliced up.
Which is almost a totality of combat power that Doran had.
Rather than Skumon looking for Ona here, the reaction from Carrier, fast, rapid as he tries to get across here in time. The true shot barrage.
Really well played there by Doran, and a pretty big mistake from BB, fighting without having bought yet.
Yeah, not actually using any of that gold lead as the flash Zenith Blade goes in. Paranoia on the backline. That's going to be the egg out of Caps, but the fear going out, he manages to escape. Skumon's already killed off Faker. TPs from either side as Pace joins the battle, as does Hans Summer. Ona in the midst of them all, caught out in the Cataclysm, and now locked in the cage by G2. Broken Blade trading with Pace towards the bottom side. He condemns him back as he condemned him to death. A good satchel. First 15 minutes of the game. Carrier is looking up towards this top side as Doran tries to get on top of Broken Blade. Final hour to try and get away. Broken Blade looking for the silver bolts. Carrier going forward. BB dashes away, uses the invisibility well. Skumon flag drag. Caps here too. BB, you just can't find him! You just can't find that Broken Blade! And with it,
yeah, I mean, you haven't won until their Nexus has exploded, right? Like, that is the reality, is these are playmakers.
Exhaust on Doran, no flash for him. Slices first flag and drag there for the follow-up, and Doran just doesn't get a chance to move. Broken Blade with his second of the game. Managed to get a little bit more gold in their pockets as they were giving up that dragon. Paranoia onto Hans Summer, no way out for him. Great combination there from T1.
They are going to be able to take him down, but that was
Did it out well. Solar Flare on Faker. Zenith played there for the follow-up. Great petrifying gaze. Clips Cap's wings for a second, but with a true shot barrage coming down and the exhaust there as well, Faker's going to have to work some magic to get out of this one. The rest of T1 on the offensive, though. Faker will fall, but at what cost for G2? The dive in with the Hexag Ultimatum as Caps has turned into drumsticks. Lebrov, no protoplasm harness can save you from Pays as the chase continues for T1 and Lebrov falls to the bouncing bomb.
Double exhaust. And it's not even spellbook exhaust as BB.
Broken Blade dodging away from Carrier, who tries to find him with the flash. The blast cone there for him, will use it after the Hexag Ultimatum, pulled back straight into the waiting arms of Pays, who gets his third of the game.
Does not find it, but it doesn't matter because he finds him with the ultimatum.
Solar Flare down onto Faker. Zenith Blade there for the follow-up. A Petrifying Gaze will buy him a couple of seconds, but with the Flash Frost coming in, Faker is no longer on the rift. Paranoia used in response. It's only Ona here, but he's enough, it seems. The chase away from Caps and Lebrov with Carrier on his way. A flash from the Shield of Daybreak, but the Frostbite burns him down.
Broken Blade is going to be going for a much more tanky build on the Vayne top.
Carrier going for Caps. He does have Egg, but in the Hexag Ultimatum in the Paranoia Solar Flare. There's the Seekers. The stopwatch from Caps with the Crystallized down. He will get scrambled. The question is, will the Egg fall as well? Super Mega Death Inferno bomb enough with Faker and the Twin Fangs, and now T1 continue their advance. G2 on the retreat through their own jungle. Doran looking for the flank across towards the side, gets the Ruthless Predator stun. Lebrov's going to fall to T1 as Ona takes that kill. On Summer stepping in, but he's on Miasma now. You don't step to Faker.
But Pays is going to be there to try to bodyguard. It's up to him and BB.
It's G2 v4. Doran Ruthless Predator flash across the wall. Scuman Cataclysm doesn't come down in time. As with the final hour, maybe the final breaths here for Broken Blade. He'll get the enemy jungler, but it's not going to be enough. The Hextech Ultimatum into a Mega Inferno Bomb is going to hurt as they look for Caps again. The flash from Carrier, and here's the combo. Solar Flare, stopwatch Pays, brings down the bomb, but Caps flash out of it in time. Petrifying Gaze doesn't land the stun. The Crystallize to try and divide the fight. True Shot Barrage coming across the side as Lebrov does fall low, healing up. Not enough from the Protoplasm. Stumont gets across and dives on Faker. The Cataclysm down. Stumont heals with the Sundered Sky as Broken Blade tries to dive on the back line, and T1 have stepped a little bit too far. And G2 are punishing. Doran will fall. Do or die in this game one of this best of 5. T1 begin to collapse. The battle line's drawn between the two teams as Carrier dives in. The Mega Inferno Bomb just kills Broken Blade exactly where he stands, and now it's all on Stumont and Hans Summer alongside Lebrov to get this one through, but it's a double already for Pays, while Doran distracts and delays G2 from getting any closer to the damage dealers. Baron secured. Carrier hit by a flash. Frost dives to the side of Caps, but with the rest of T1 here for the chase. Caps is doomed. A bouncing bomb and flashed across, but there's no tower here to save him. Carrier could go back in, but Caps with the storm will slow him down, try and take him out. Baker takes a third of his health. BB the first to move here, but Doran TP's behind on that ward we previously mentioned. Paranoia out, the smite, 90 HP taken by Ona, and now the fight perhaps for T1 as the Paranoia goes in. The Mega Inferno Bomb doesn't collect anyone as Lebrov is taken out first. Ona with the GA, Caps trying to walk away, flashes the wall, Doran condemned to death. Broken Blade trying to get out with the final hour. The flag and drag in as Hans Summer kills Ona. Faker falling low, as is Carrier, and G2 still have 4 alive. And they want to make sure T1 don't walk out of this without another scratch, without another skirmish. Faker almost down, flag and drag out from Skumon. The TP back in from Broken Blade as he wants to chase out Faker and Pays.
They got to try to get out of there, but G2 don't want to let them base here. This is not going to be an easy way to get out. BB,
a final hour, gets onto Pays, locks him against the wall and takes him down. Faker
extra man. Dorian is trying to sneak in behind him, but G2 are pushing with this Baron.
Goes in with the slice with the dice, gets the Ruthless Predator, looking for the stun as Hans Summer just absolutely eviscerates him. Turned into shoes is the croc.
Something definitely strange going on there, but now they're going to TP in. It's 45 seconds here on Dorian. They've already lost 2 inhibs. And T1 need to hold on. Only 30 seconds left on that Baron buff for them. Maybe they can wave clear, but G2 want to end game 1 right here, right now.
T1, everyone on the defense. The Nexus Tower is the first target for G2 as the Miasma goes down and Caps chases Ona out. Caps has that X. First Nexus Tower fallen. G2 looking to raise at the base of T1 and raise the flag for EU as the dive comes in. But the die comes in for T1. G2 defeats T1 in game 1. They take them out in the team fights.
Beautifully done here from G2. Even Broken Blade had a Seekers at the end. There's just no
He had a lot of good moments where, you know, he's able to get the flash, a great
Oh
trade
my
for
God,
him.
please.
But
Yeah, that's 60k damage.
really, you already said, Emily, and I'll let you say it again. It's like the triple carry threat and making sure
The Golden Eclipse coming down at the same time as the Hound's Pursuit is there for the follow-up. You do so... This is the hardest counter for Yorick Top, man. I hated playing into this when I was doing my Yorick Top challenge.
Okay, so I will say,
I understand that, and I think perhaps that shows the difference between our top lane skill levels. I am Emerald in top lane, Master in support, but not good in top lane, and you are usually Master Plus, let's be honest, in all the roles. Skewmon steps forward and is met by Ono and Doran. Caps coming in, looking to land a Dark Sphere, doesn't quite.
to show up and get blasted, and we have the longest game of MSI in game 1. Very back and forth. G2 comes out on top.
Flash forward from Carrier into the Bone Skewer, and Ona's here for the chase. He won't even be needed, but he lands the Darking Daggers.
Time to claim the dragon now, so they are forced back by that disengage.
Grand Starfall, flash forward as there was a flash away from Doran, but Broken Blade's here for the chase. Caps across the wall with the Scatter the Weak as well. Won't allow the Undertaker out. It's... Oh, they jump onto Caps. It's Carrier, death from below. As Caps is taken out, Lebrov trying to chase out this Pike. Hans Sommer on his way through the magical journey. Carrier needs some fancy feet to get away, and Hans Sommer comes in to secure the kill.
The stat sheet will show a solo kill for Carrier, but of course, Caps was very low.
Skewmon just to the side of the steering, brilliance. And with the Tempered Fate, Pays rebuts Lebrov. Solar Snare out as well as Faker is looking for more. He has the flash, and Skewmon now in range. The Aegis Assault, no movement speed for him. Faker takes it. Hans Sommer now needs to get the hell out of dodge, but T1 are collapsing perfectly. The flash across the wall.
Here comes Pike.
Where's Carrier? Pike can smell blood in the water. A Bone Skewer goes to Narnia, but it didn't need to hit. Faker.
Just so proactive, right? You know, just getting busy on the map here, moving around with T1. They're looking for Caps.
Phantom on the toe, Carrier down to Caps as Ona tries to trade back in. Lebrov going the long way round, looking for the Caretaker's blessing, and it will be enough. The magical journey. Ona still dashing, a Dark and Dagger will get him.
Obviously, you can sidestep as much as you want, but that's only going to do so much.
G2 are TPing Broken Blade in here. Oh, great dodge with the call of the pack as Broken Blade tries to step forward onto Faker, who will just walk away. Doran, their next target. Shield rolled in from Skewmon. Doran flashes into the back of the Herald Pit. The rest of T1 now trying to collapse on Caps and Lebrov, but Doran is just nom by Broken Blade. G2 wrest control of the Herald Pit out of T1's hands. And it looks like T1 have given up the ghost on it.
Yeah, this champion is so slow, so low on mobility.
Grand Starfall onto Faker. T1 running up through the river, but Faker's running the wrong direction and has no Realm Warp to get out of this one. They might try and just give it over to Caps. Skewmon orders one more time. Caps is here. The shutdown does go to Skew. Meanwhile, Culling used into the rebuttal. Broken Blade tried to trade onto Pace. Hans Sommer dashes in, and Carrier is devoured. The Tempered Fate not quite in time to save him from the bleed as G2 find 3 across the map.
I mean, look at the turnaround there on the Feral Scream from BB. Faker still pushing bot for now. Does have the Realm Warp.
Maiden pulled back with the force of will. Taken out with the charge from the Herald, and even with the Dark Perception, Skewmon's still able to get away. Look at Faker coming up. He's going to have the Realm Warp, but look at Doran. He has nothing left. Another charge here. It's Caps riding the Herald towards the tower there. The plates rebuttal out. Faker still waiting to see if he can come across with the Tempered Fate hitting, and Pays with no escape. BB on a rampage. This Cho'Gath is unstoppable. As importantly for T1, they will get an Ocean Drake. They are on soul point now as Doran has stepped forward, and a Grand Starfall into a shield bolt. Oh, Doran, you just got back out on the map. Skewmon dodged away from TP behind as Caps looks to join the play, and T1's desperation has turned into G2's desert. Caps comes across, Ona out from the Unleashed Power, a Realm Warp out from Faker, the Scream. Not quite. Doran still pushing through the bot side right now. Broken Blade pulled back into the Baron Pit. Carrier there, Grand Starfall towards the backline as they go for Ona. Tempered Fate hitting onto 2 as well. G2 looking for the fight instead. The knock-up from Broken Blade means that Pays has no place to go. Doran does TP, but too late to save anyone. Another knock-up, another Doran death as G2 find 2 around the Baron.
The Yorick has just been digging his own grave this game. In the best of times, it's hard to play Pike in the late game. In times like this.
Bone Skewer onto Broken Blade. Rupture coming down. There's a Solar Snare for the follow-up, and Faker's here from the side trying to machine gun down this Cho'Gath, but Faker realizes there's only one big dog here as Broken Blade's going to force him away. The Tempered Fate hits the backline, and G2 pounce. Pays brings out a golden eclipse, but there's only darkness for T1 as Carrier is forced away, and the culling finds the Undertaker. Yorick down, 3 down, G2 pushing through mid. BB is absolutely massive. The Hound's pursuit does nothing against G2. It is 1 away from glory, 1 away from their first best-of-5 win against T1. In 7 years, G2 are on the cusp of victory.
And this one looked so one-sided. Last game, very back and forth. This one
I was afraid this would happen. I was afraid that G2 was going to be... I'm a hater. Like, you can give it to me. I respect that G2 is...
You can talk your talk, it's
G2
fine.
is the only team that can do this, but I was afraid they'd be able to do this to T1 because...
With Faker, you know, in tears on stage after that, that is an iconic moment. And G2 has never been reverse swept. So there is kind of these two things, you know, working
Unstoppable
here.
force and movable objects.
Exactly.
Kind
G2,
of,
you know, has not been reverse swept, but T1 never really gets 3-0'd. So those are two sides there.
I mean, it's so make sure that you can't actually get onto our backline. Make sure that you can't actually find these Sonic Wave resonating strikes from Ono. As Skumon steps forward, we'll be looking for a ward around those Razor Beaks, places it to make sure that he can track Ona as Broken Blade goes in. Ward doesn't connect. Ona here with that level 3. Broken Blade looking for the Mortal Steel. Has to try and dash away, but still, even with the wallet falling short, Broken Blade has no way out. First blood, Ona.
It is always a weird spot when you have 600 gold, which I'm assuming that's what he based with, because, you know, he goes Cole refillable, right? Oh, Pays.
Skumon in with the Ishtar's impact. They'll catch out Peo's handshake back as well, but Pays able to survive. Burns the barrier and the flash! But Hun Summer burns it down and flashes away from the Gleaming Quill. All summoners lost for T1's bots.
That's a big time.
We haven't seen too many Rush Drakes in this series. Often actually seeing the Grubs taken around the same time. Is that's a good I think, BB's going to hit 6 off the next minion, and Doran, expecting that, didn't want to get caught out.
Well, Doran got his E interrupted, and he could go for Q
Broken
flash.
Blade flashes in. A last breath for Doran, begins to dash away, but he has no flash left. The Steel Tempest needs to connect.
That is a disaster class from Doran, and G2 up 1K early.
Faker here as well. Jumping in as they look for Lebrov, and Lebrov will fall. Skumon trying to contest with only his support. The Blade Caller there for the root. Skumon needs the Ishtar's impact to get away and will manage. Dominant as we see the handshake coming back. Grand entrance there as well. Feather Storm. Hans Summer has a bailout on him. Chain of Corruption down. Hans Summer will come back to life with the barrier. Pays, flashes away and survives. Almost dies. Lebrov flashes for him, but the auto can't get in range because he's not able to see him. Great play from the T1 bot lane to
Big
get out.
time when they need it most. Hans, did his flash come up after he died? Was it that tight? I really want to see that back. And maybe the observers could track that.
Blade Caller, well played. Pays walked around outside of vision.
Too little, too late. And now Pays very close to having his first item.
Chase onto Carrier, impaled to pull him back. Ona's on the way across, and with a battle chance, the chain of corruption will land, but Ona is here now, and T1 will try and turn the play around. Pays so low, flash from Skumon gets him. A grand entrance onto Hans Summer, but the turnaround has turned into a hostile takeover by G2. They'll find 2 on the bottom side. Ona going forward, great handshake from Lebrov. He'll tank the tower instead. Doran has the mega quickness from the side. Chain of corruption coming out from Hans Summer, but he's caught with the wall. Shows impact from Skumon into the double impale. G2 always have their teammates back. Faker forced down towards the bottom side. Skumon looking for the chase. Doran jumps the wall, but Caps is here, and he sends Doran into the afterlife. T1 try to defend, G2 turn it on its head.
Skumon trying to burst him down. Can he finish off Faker? He has a Kingslayer.
He gets a 1-for-1. Carrier does not do the same. Caps wants to make it a 4v4 around this Drake. He needs to chase Doran out as they look for the engage on Broken Blade. The quickness lands the charm. Good wind wall, but BB can't survive through them. T1 find a great defend this tier 1 on the bottom side, but we talk about the dashes, and Broken Blade might need to find a way out of this one. Last breath used by Faker. The sweeping blade from Broken Blade. He doesn't have the shield, and Pays will take his life.
Lebrov and Skumon all coming in, but Faker is still behind them. They don't know.
They flash in, they look for the engage. The hostile takeover lands, but only onto Faker, and Ona. Pays not auto-attacking his teammates. In the end, T1 able to defend for now. Pays with a good Blade Caller. A TP behind. Skumon now on the back foot. Ishtar's impact interrupted. The weirding from Caps doesn't find its mark, and Doran's here to join the party. Skumon with the impale only lands it onto 1, and Faker very happily will be pulled into his grasp. T1.
And he has just been a monster in the team fights
Skew looking for Faker. Has the flash, has the rocket belt. Ishtar's impact comes in. Faker dashes away, uses the flash, uses the rocket belt, but Broken Blade's there for the chase. And with the impale, there's no escape for Faker. BB with his third of the game.
Nice.
Waiting in the darkness towards the top side. He's pushed that wave into Doran, but he doesn't want to show too easily. Doran's just gone Mega Gnar. The Drake down to 5,000. It's T1 who are sitting on it right now. Broken Blade trying to chase Doran through that topside jungle. Caps goes in across the Veil. Carrier just short of getting clipped by that handshake. Double TPs come out as Doran is matched by Broken Blade. Infernals, Drake secured for G2. Ishtar's impact coming for the follow-up. There's the Featherstorm. Pays charged into by the Rift Tower, but a great charm on the backline. Carrier finds all four of them. Pays takes out Skewmon. Between worlds we go, and to the afterlife go T1. Hunsummer on the chase. Doran trying to escape, but I think the G2 have got him. Broken Blade slices him in twain. Off him, and T1 look for plays like this. Faker behind, Broken Blade looks to recall out. Doran's on his way. Faker spots him with the Scryer's Bloom. A 2-level advantage at the moment for Broken Blade, but it's going to be a 4-man advantage for T1 when the rest of their team reacts. Windwall down, Carrier here, a grand entrance and a swift exit for Broken Blade. The last breath, the last he breathes. T1 with great reaction.
Believe. So they have 3 members up there, but all of G2 are coming. They're outnumbered. They don't know.
Skewmon will face check. Carrier and Pays are waiting. There's the quickness. They jump on Caps. Lebrov here with the bailout. Featherstorm out from Pays. The bailout on Caps won't come down in time. The dash back, the hostile takeover only hitting onto Carrier. Chain of corruption out of Hunsummer. Grand Entrance going to get him all knocked up. Pays getting chased out, slammed against the wall. Hunsummer opens up and Pays falls. A double for the Varus. T1 now on the back foot as Broken Blade looks for more. Needs to land the knockup. Faker dodges with the rocket belt. Carrier, Gleaming Quill for the heal. G2 might turn their attentions towards the Baron. Doran halfway to Mega.
Has no wind wall. Hostile takeover.
Hostile takeover. Only clips Lebrov. And Doran, even with the Gnar against the wall, still gets knocked up. Faker dives in. Hunsummer at a 3rd HP. Slammed into the wall by the Ishtar's impact. And the impact of Skewmon's Singer is felt again as Faker now on 10 HP. Chased out of the jungle. He's going to try and dodge away. Carrier's on his way across as well. But here's the Scorpion King as Skewmon finds him.
So we'll see this one more time. Cap just goes into stealth. It's got to be an E-flash to the side. Yep, just caught him with the E-flash. Brilliant play.
Impale happening on the screen as Faker uses the hijacked Impale as well. Carrier trying to get the quickness on towards the backline as the hostile takeover catches onto Faker and Doran on the back. Pays has Featherstorm available as Carrier tries to step forward. They'll jump onto Hunsummer, kicking back. He almost takes out Doran, but Pays gets the kill. Caps TPing in, but T1 are turning it around. Once again, their magic reigns.
Between Faker as Carrier's behind Caps. Are they going to look for the turn? They are. Here comes Faker.
Grand Entrance comes out, but across the veil goes Caps. Lebrov and Broken Blade trying to trade towards the top side. Pays getting chased out by BB, but he can't get the Steel Tempers down in time. Pays gets the kill. Lebrov going to get taken out by Faker as well. Between worlds we go, and into the grave goes Lebrov. Caps able to survive, but look at the turn from T1. Baron buff for the next 3 minutes. Caps recalling. Carrier and Faker do not want to let him get away. They'll chase him down and
they are trying to stave off that defeat here as Skewmon could be in trouble.
Quickness out of Carrier. Skewmon trying to get out. They'll go for Hunsummer instead. The Dragon's Rage kick, though, saves him. Hunsummer kicked across the wall by Owner, and now with a double impale, Lebrov's there with a hostile takeover as well. They'll pull them back underneath the tower. Owner takes a tower shot, still gets the kill. No, he doesn't. In fact, he went in with a resonating strike, and now Skewmon is a little bit too deep as he is going to get taken out by T1. The collapse continues. Hunsummer chased out by Carrier. Needs the Gleaming Quill. Needs the auto attacks. He'll get them. Lebrov falls as well. Broken Blade slammed in by the Gnar. T1. It looks
Pseudo Enchanter roll.
Oh, Carrier steps in. Battle Dance away. Infernal Drake up in 50 seconds time would be sold for T1. Skewmon with the smite, impale used by Faker. He pulls back the Skarner, and Pays begins to open up, and Pays just rips through Skewmon. The hostile takeover dodge to the side as well. Lebrov can't escape. T1 as a 5-man squad just chase them down. Between worlds we go. The quickness on the back line as Owner with the kick this time delivers Hunsummer into the waiting arms of his team. No sweep today, no 3-0. T1 with the resilience, with the experience, will not be denied a series.
T1 battling back here, showing some life in Game 3. And Faker smiling as they march on the Nexus. This one was a huge one, and we have got...
Carrier. How many times did Hansama win a team fight just in the next fight to get picked off, to get picked off, to get picked off again. Broken Blade getting picked off so consistently. Rakan almost always involved in those plays. 40,000 damage on this Xayah. No doubt when it comes to winning team fights, Paze was at the heart of it. But Keria on this
Wait
Rakan.
outside your tower and just farm. Kled would be super spicy. He's going Kled. Oh my god. Okay, we're betting the game on top lane. This is
full top lane.
This is the polar opposite of the Sion pick, where you're just looking to farm and looking to make it difficult for him. Kled, traditionally in this matchup, I have seen go Ignite.
G2
and
history, really, that year. Searching for ways back to it. This year already have taken down 3 LPL or LCK teams in best of 5s to add a performance so far here at MSI.
And Broken Blade's not level 3, he doesn't have the W.
Doran is just going to chase down Broken Blade. Kled has no way to remount. Broken Blade
Faker might still kill Caps.
Caps splashes away, but still the winds of war from the king of mid lane.
Yes, but Faker is the best ever and showed him why. Laning, not what you talk about when you talk about Faker these days, but G2 in trouble. Owner's behind him.
Owner's on a gank. We'll see the Lucent Singularity coming down. There's a snap trap as well, and Paze and Keria can just 2v2 it. Owner comes across the wall to claim the kill.
G2 really going to be on the back foot here. Here's another binding.
You can just see the CC chain. You can't escape it. Paze the Korean sniper.
He is accepting that he's just going to miss CS.
Oh my god. Again.
He's dead too.
Just dead again. He has to snap around the snap traps and then flashes. Paze flashes for the follow, and Paze sends him to meet his maker.
Nerves are getting to them.
Well, Ragnarok out from Doran. He thinks he can just take this. The Olaf will get the 1-for-1, but he'll die.
And Skewmon is going to be looking for a lane gank here, so we'll see if they can actually set it up. If Lebrov can get...
Broken Blade looking for mid first. He's going to jump in. Justice Punch comes out. There's the taunt from the shield of Duran, but Faker might just be done for as Broken Blade takes him. Meanwhile, Skewmon's still waiting to see if Keria oversteps, which he does. Has to flash away. Light Binding doesn't connect. Q3 for the knock-up, and Keria, no way out for him. G2 find 2 across the map.
A risky dive.
You can see where Faker is as well, just hovering. It's looking for that hero's entrance. Broken Blade stepping forward. Faker comes in. There's the Galio ult. The Ragnarok chasing down Lebrov, and there's no escape for the Karma. In fact, the autos don't come out. The Winds of War from Faker will take it in the end.
And use Kled remount to try to go for this.
Faker has flash. That's the Justice Punch as well, the wave on its way in. Broken Blade goes in for the dive. They'll jump onto Faker. Good taunt. The remount comes out. Skewmon needs to flash away, but he doesn't have that summoner. Faker.
Cover him and they can try to get a pick there.
Lebrov going to get chased down by Doran. Uses the Ragnarok, uses the Ghost. Lebrov tries to flash away, but Doran can just chase him. Skewmon with the Crescent Guard trying to get away from the Cyclone. Doran gets the kill. And Skewmon has to pop his ultimate to escape.
But did not trick Doran, and Doran is able to run him down and kill him, but we'll see if they catch Doran now.
On Skewmon. Doran pulled back by the bear trap on a rope. Skewmon is here. Doran will die, burnt both of the summoners and his ultimate to get that kill on the Karma. Mid lane tower, they're going over to T1 as another bear trap. Almost catches him. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Hansama, he's just rooted for days. The man is basically a plant with how long those roots are. And Skewmon with no ult, with no flash, with no way out. A great taunt in from Faker as T1 are flattening G2.
Oh, Paze almost went down to that tower shot, but does survive. And
T1 as Doran continues just to push in a side lane. For G2, it is such a struggle to get back into this game, because even when you find a good pick, even when you find someone in the side lane, Doran actually pulled back. He's going to have to use the Ragnarok, trying to dismount Broken Blade, but won't be able to do it. Big ultimate down from Doran. Broken Blade doesn't have the charge, but can go in. Jousting. Look at those violent tendencies as well. Dismounted. There's the bear trap. Lebrov here, but Doran heals up. Broken Blade and Lebrov will take a kill, but now the TP in from Faker, and Keria on his way. Counter TP used. Remount. Keria is going to try and protect Faker as he extracts himself from the enemy jungle. Keria looking for that light binding. Lebrov trying to keep Owner at bay. Light binding hits onto Skewmon. Faker's trying to get the taunt towards the top side as the Crescent Guard comes out from Skewmon. Broken Blade going into the pit as well. A Cyclone on the back as Hansama has a tempestuous time escaping. Lebrov going to get chased out, charged on by the Rift Tower. Broken Blade forced away as well. The Drake did go to G2. Importantly for them, they delayed the soul, but with another light binding. Just clipping the heels of Broken Blade, unable to find that connection. Keria, Lucent Singularity for the slow. Ragnarok in, Broken Blade dismounted. Doran going deeper but won't find enough. An ace in the hole, Skewer's going to have to block it. The final spark, not enough. Cabs takes down Doran. Faker goes in, but the remount on Skarl. Courageous from G2 as they somehow bite back in the bot side.
That looked like it was going to be...
Oh, to Pays! Cabs with the Siphon Power puts down the Hexag Ray. Good Mikhail's out of carrier, but Skewer's on the chase. Pays shut down by Skew, and carrier with no hope, no teammates, and no life left to live.
G2 just pulled a comeback out of nowhere in that fight. It looked like they were completely screwed.
Cleaver with the Titanic Hydra. Faker the one to deal with him right now as Skewmon comes in from the side as well. They'll jump onto Faker. The dismount comes out. The Q3 Broken Blade. The arrow still a long way from coming back off its cooldown. The Drake down to 4,000. Doran getting chased out towards the top side as Skewmon goes in. Owner with the Cyclone. Hero's entrance as well onto Hansama, who flashes across the wall, but with the Ragnarok, Doran just makes him fall, and now a second Cyclone means Skewmon goes down. A 2-for-1 so far for T1. And they will get the Drake out of it.
Yeah, and it's a split fight. It's a split fight. And now T1 want more.
Broken Blade flashing for Pays. The bear trap doesn't connect in time. Carrier forced away. Caps flashes away from Faker, but with Owner on the chase, it should be enough. LeBron flashes, trying to get Pays rooted up. Broken Blade, Mikhails won't be enough to remount him. Pays makes him pay the piper. And with an ace in the hole, Caps almost falls. The final spark continues to run away. There's another blast cone for him to take, and he should be able to survive with LeBron on his way across. Faker chasing LeBron. Pays trying to flank onto him as well as Caps does manage to extract himself, but Pays is on the flank and LeBron has used that blast cone. Caps puts down an Arcane Ray. Siphon Power for the move speed. TP behind by Doran. Caps is the universal taunt for T1, it seems, and with Baron available, T1 are trying to delay those resets, but in goes Pays and down goes Pays.
If they are able to get that angle, if BB and Skewmon get in on top of him, if they can take him out, then you do have that shot, but Pays,
the charge. And Charlie uses the clone well there. Broken Blade trying to get in with the bear trap on the rope, but won't be able to get in there. He gets dismounted immediately. Skarl very cowardly this time as Owner comes back in with a category 5 as Skewmon dives forward. Pays Mikhails. The taunt on Skewmon means he can't get any deeper, and Owner goes back in. The hero's entrance comes down, but it's cancelled as Faker can't join the fray. Skewmon manages to get out. A Ragnarok forward, a taunt, it's all on Caps, but how deep are you? Broken Blade remounts, Pays steps in, and Pays now untouched. Another taunt, Broken Blade dismounted. Skewmon back alive, but the Guardian Angel will not save him.
Penta, he's going for the Penta!
Him in the middle, a 17th Penta. He uses the Ghost and gets himself out. Broken Blade still here. Justice punch forward by Faker. Pays begins to step up. The final spark, the Crescent Guard, and Faker's down, and now BB charges round, but the wrong way round. It's a merry-go-round for G2 as they look to try and steal this away. Pays flashes out, Skewmon down. Owner takes him, Caps takes half his health from the caliber that Pays has found. A Broken Blade, though, gets in with the bear trap. LeBron survives through Owner. Carrier's down. T1 are down. G2 will chase them away. No end in sight yet, but again, G2 have found the 5% play they needed, but Doran has other ideas. He'll chase LeBron, he'll take the 2. G2 will kill him off in the end, but Doran evens it out.
Doran. And I gotta say, Broken Blade was the difference maker absolutely in that last one. He was threatening the flank, the hold of Pays. He one-shot him!
He just absolutely eviscerates LeBron, and now G2 on the back foot. Ragnarok forward as Hansama is gonna get taken out. The hero finds a Faker there as well. Broken Blade having to retreat, dives back onto Owner. Meanwhile, Skewmon once again just taken out. BB killed off Owner. Caps is just off towards the top side. It's still an advantageous fight for T1 as the Lucent Singularity doesn't find its mark, but Faker is falling low. Violent tendencies. The Kled somehow finds another. The Lucent Singularity will get the slow door in there with a chase with the undertow. Does not connect, and Broken Blade is leading them on a merry chase as he remounts onto Skarl. Doran stepping forward. BB with a pocket pistol.
To make it happen.
I mean, BB finds 3 in that fight, and now he's found Owner, who has to use the Cyclone to try and get away, but there's a Hurricane warning as Hurricane BB's on his way for the chase. Owner has the hero's entrance coming in. Skew on a Broken Blade now needs to get the hell out with the Enchanted Crystal out on the Crescent Guard for the knockback. Pays trying to step in the midst of that circle, but he can't get close enough. Broken Blade gets onto Pays, who now has a Guardian Angel, and Broken Blade is rooted up, dismounted as he runs away from Doran, and Caps takes the kill. G2 have found 2 more.
On a
You've
fight.
not spotted. Lightbind is going to hit him. When becomes lightning comes out, there's a Crescent Guard for the knockback. Skewmon needs to get to that Mega Blast Cone. Meanwhile, on the bot side, Faker getting chased out by BB, who's just barreling through him, uses the charge to interrupt the hero's entrance, and the hero makes an exit as BB finds a solo. 2.5 minutes before the inhibs are back out.
No
as
flash on
Owner
Caps.
looks for it. Caps has no flash. An Arcane Sword comes down, and Faker looks for the flank. G2 are just going to push through mid, though. The Arcane Sword gets the Guardian Angel as G2 try and catch onto Dorman. Pace still here to try and defend. Broken Blade going in as well with the Ragnarok coming out. The charge away from Kled. Caps is down. Skewmon here trying to answer with one of his own as he jumps onto Faker. Lebrov headshot. The ace in the hole is going to have to be blocked by Hansama. A light bulb finds them as Pace flashes forward. Hansama forced away, but Faker's here. T1 are not done with you. T1 are not done with this series. He's reliant on his teammates, reliant on that Inspire shield, slowed up by the Lucent Singularity. Broken Blade building up a huge minion wave here.
Yeah, they're
Quad
gonna get triple
supers.
nipped once again.
And now T1, all hail the defense. Can you pull it out of the hat? Can you find something magical? You've done it so many times before with the Arcane Sword coming out. Paze is forced to walk away. The inhibitor on the top side about to fall to Broken Blade as T1. They need to heal. They need to get back up. The wave's not quite here yet for G2, but the Nexus out stuff.
Here they go!
The Cyclone! The Cyclone! Paze assassinates Caps as Dorman gets on the backline. Dorman falls. Broken Blade just looking for the Nexus. Broken Blade's going to charge around as Skewmon's there too. The G2, after 7 years, manage to topple T1.
No way. The last player to have 15 kills in an international game was in Season 2. It was Mac Noon. So Broken Blade has the MSI record now for individual kills by a top laner, and he knocked T1 out of MSI.